Good evening, vlogsters. Ugh, sorry. It's about 6:30. I've been home since about 2:30. And Jerry asked me if I'd be willing to go out and pick up food from Colton's. And I went, why are we doing Colton's? What's the occasion? And she goes, I just felt like we needed to have something special for dinner that we can't, that way we don't have to cook. And I was like, no, there's a slightly alternative reason. I can understand today's payday. I got a really good paycheck, the whole 9 yards. And she goes, well, I felt like celebrating the fact that the cancer is not the bad stuff. And I was like, well, okay, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, after all the information all the talks with the doctors yesterday and the information we got and the plans to move forward with her treatments and what all the other doctors wanted to do and that kind of stuff. Because it's not like, oh, you got stage 4 cancer, you have X amount of time before your due date is up. So it wasn't one of those type of gloom and doom. It was more like, yeah, we can treat this. We can give you this and we can do this and we can do that and did it. And I'm like, and it took me since yesterday, since we talked to the doctor, for my brain to go, okay, it's not bad. Just have to do treatments. Yes, there'll be some rough times. There'll be a lot of problems. There'll be days that she's going to be cranky because of the treatment, and there's going to be days where I'm just going to be worn out because of working the whole 9 yards. And for those of you who might have thought that I was thinking about quitting my job, no. That idea has been kicked out the window because I can still, except for 2 weeks towards the end of this month, and then maybe we haven't really decided how we're doing Thanksgiving. Is Julie going back to Vegas for Thanksgiving, or is her husband coming here for Thanksgiving? I don't have I don't have a lot of room, but it would be great if she was able to do it with her husband and 3 daughters. But they've got their lives and jobs and all that fun stuff. So we are not 100% sure what's going to happen for Thanksgiving. But I'm thankful Julie's here, and I'm thankful things are treatable, doable, fixable. Well, they can't cure her 100%, but they can treat it and they can put it into remission as best as they can, so Jeri can have as much of a normal life as humanly possible. So yeah, a lot of the people who I've talked to or who've come to me saying, yeah, cancer, it's going to be a rough ride. You're going to have some hard days. There's going to be a lot of issues. Try to get as much help from, one person said SSI. Another person said something about working with a, I can't remember the name now, social worker. And I'm just like, I'm just working, earning money, and trying to help Jeri out. All that fun stuff is for her, for Jeri Ann to figure out. I had a bit of luck today. I got home and found out one of my old jobs sent me paperwork to cash out my 401k. I'm like, that would be great to cash out and hold in a savings account and whatnot, for the future, for dealing with the bills and whatnot. So that was like, oh, I forgot about that. I forgot I was working with that company and had a 401k. It slipped my brain because I don't think about those things. But I'm just happy that things are going to be good. That we're going to be able to take things one day at a time and deal with the doctors and get the treatments done It's not a, okay, let's literally sit down and fill out the bucket list and try to do what we can with the bucket list before, you know, the doctor says she's supposed to expire. It's not going to be that. Thank God. Um, I also do thank all of you guys for your well wishes and your prayers. How do I put this without causing a lot of uproar? Um, I got a message from an old friend of mine that has been following me and following the Gossip Bakery group. And he told me, you need to go on there and look at it. There's been a lot of interesting chatter. And I went, do I really want to? And he goes, no, it's all positive. You need to go look at it. So I went on to the Gossip Bakery website and I read everything that was on Jeri's, and then I went over to what's part of the Gossip Bakery. They set up a website, you know, about me, or a chat site about specifically about me. And I was reading through all the latest comments the last, I'd say, day, 3 or 4 pages worth of comments that I read towards the end of their comment section or blog, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not gonna get emotional, but I was shocked and surprised and happy at the same time, because it's like, oh wow, they're doing their own well wishes and prayer for the fact of that. You know, I was reading it and I was like, nobody there wanted Jeri to have cancer. Everybody was hoping it would be a false alarm. And then when Jeri put out her information earlier today or whenever it was, and with the images of the different scans showing the normal kidney and not normal kidney and, you know, all that stuff, and they were literally talking about it, and they were like, man, you know, we don't want this. We didn't want this to happen to her. Even though they, you know, a couple of them are still a little like skeptical, but that's their choice. But I literally have to now, how's the expression go? Eat crow. Because after what I read, especially on the page with me, because it seemed a little bit more, well, for lack of better words, understandable. It wasn't construed in whatever. But I'm like, yeah, I need to, I don't remember everybody's name that put positive comments in their own comment section about, you know, even though they still don't like us, that they're still going to pray for us, because nobody wants to deal with cancer. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I wish I written down all these people, all the particular names that were positive, and I didn't, which was shame on me. But yeah, I'm gonna eat crow. For those of you who've been giving us well wishes and prayers, I said I wasn't gonna get emotional, from the Gossip Bakery, and you know who you are. Sorry, folks. You guys know who you are on the Gossip Bakery group. I appreciate. I appreciate what you guys have said in the last couple of days. I don't know if you have any people who are watching my channel that can comment. Uh, I know, I know of at least one person who literally watches both of our channels, even though they're not exactly, um, well, let's just say their opinion, with what they have from us is their own opinion. There's no wrong in having an opinion. Um, Andy, especially, you watch all our videos and critique them in your own way. Uh, and yeah, we don't always agree with each other, but for those who do not watch my videos from the gossip group, Andy, please pass along my thanks and appreciation. I wish, and this is on my, this is my fault, but I wish I did not block so many people out. I know there's a couple of people on the gossip group that I have issues with, especially with certain people. I'm not going to name names because I don't know if they want me to or not, and I, out of respect, I'm not going to, because I don't want anybody who watches my channel and goes and views or lurks or just reads their comments to get upon those people, because I don't want to start problems. I would prefer to fix problems and, sorry, I don't have any Kleenex in here. Fix problems and solve issues. And I know some of the issues with a lot of different people, not just the gossip group, but there are other people out there that have some issues with me because of my speech, my method of communication, the factor of just me being who I am. Some of it's emotional, some of it's educational, some of it's, I don't even know how to describe it. But even though I do not agree with everybody, both here on this forum or the gossip forum or any other forum, does not mean we can't find a way to get along. With, excuse me. Sorry, I need that. I need that badly. With the current situation here at our house, with the whole, let's see if I can deal with this. The whole cancer situation with Jeri. A lot of people are a little like, how could she be so giddy and happy about having cancer? Well, Jeri likes to look at the positive side of things. Jeri wants to try to keep us as positive as possible, and I don't blame her, especially with this situation. One of us has to stay as positive as possible during this situation, because, especially with Jeri, if she cannot keep as positive as possible, it's going to be a really, 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 really tough fight. Now, for me, because I look at things in a little bit of a bleaker sense of things, or maybe I'm just being real. I don't know how to describe it. It's not that she's not being real, but it takes me time to wrap my head around certain kinds of situations like this. Literally Friday after we got back from the doctor's appointment, I spent nearly 90% of my time in here trying to wrap my head around what was going on. I've got my head wrapped around to the point where I go, okay, it's treatable. She's not dying. They can work on it. They can put it into remission. They can do all of the different, the pill form for chemo. She's got to go in for a port for injections. The whole nine. If you want to get a better sense of the medical background or the medical aspect of what's going on, I would suggest you go watch my wife's channel. It's not that hard to find. I'll try to remember to put it in here somewhere where you guys can see it, but it's just simple. If you're on YouTube, you just type in her name, Jeri Ann, Jeri-A-N-N Henson. It should take you to, she's got two different channels. You can join both of them or watch both of them. I don't know if you can watch them without joining. I don't know how that works. But she has a better grasp of what the doctors are saying in the medical aspect. I only have what I hear, and or if I'm sitting in on the actual appointments, what I can understand the doctor telling us. So, as for the medical aspect of it, go to her channel. As for me, basically either A, repeating what she's already said in her channel, or not B. Yeah, A would be go to her channel. B, I just only repeat what I know, and it's usually on her channel. I can only give so much information because I only know so much. But I just know that it's not a, as a doctor put it, it's not a death sentence. It's a curable, not curable. It's a workable thing where we can get it under control. She will not be cancer free. She can get down to the point where the cancer is in remission. All she has to do is continue going to the doctors and getting scans or whatnot, whatever they need to make sure it stays dormant. I've heard of people having cancer and living well into their 70s, 80s, or older, depending on their lifestyle and their health and whatnot. And that's one of the reasons why Julie is here, is not only to watch Jeri or take care of Jeri while I'm at work, but to get her back on a proper, healthy diet, not this keto diet. The keto diet was probably making things worse. We don't know. But I'm just like, yay. I know I already said it once. I'm going to say it again because, in fact, I really feel sorry. Not for myself, not just for myself or my wife, but for the people that I basically pushed away, ignored, got into fights with the bakery group. I'm just going to call them bakery group. Because, I mean, within the last, I'm gonna guess, since Friday, since last week, or at least since Monday. I don't remember when it started, but a lot of them were saying she could have cancer. We don't know because she's always too happy and giddy and whatnot. And there's a lot of other there's a lot of other different little how they feel. Or their opinions and whatnot because of what they know, which I can understand. We only give them so much; they don't know everything. But the thing is like once, I think it was this morning when she finally put out her video showing the film or the scans and whatnot from the doctor, of what was going on. They became very, how do I put this words without sounding the wrong way? Sympathetic. Maybe even apologetic, but definitely sympathetic to the factor of the situation. And a lot of them were like, even though we don't like them, we're still going to pray for them because this is a serious thing to deal with, and it's going to be long and hard and painful and tiring and expensive and all the various things that is we're going to have to figure out how to deal with. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I cannot, let alone will not, quit this job. I mean, I love it too much. Worst case scenario, depending on what's going on, is I'll have to ask for either days off or coming in later or getting off early due to Jeri wants me to be with her during counseling sessions or talks with the doctors or whatnot. I don't know. I did not get a chance because today was very, very busy and chaotic. So I did not get a chance to sit down and talk to the gentleman who hired me for this job. So it's kind of like one of those, what can I do? What can I do? I don't know. Besides apologizing to the bakery group, especially Andy. I'm trying to think of some of the names. Andy, Cupcake, PTS. Those are the only three names that I can think of off the top of my head that rang, how do I put it? Sincere, honest, true. I'm not saying that everybody in the group is not as dishonest or not true, but they did open my eyes to a lot of things that was going on in my house, and I've been trying to deal with it. I know it doesn't seem like it because I get sidetracked or just I don't know how to describe it besides being a dipstick. I'm too much of I agree. I'm too much of an enabler. I don't take control of things that I should be taking control of things. Under the circumstances, I have a feeling that there's going to be a good 85 to 95% that I'm going to have to take control of a lot of things because Jeri will be either too tired or too sore to deal with it herself, like the bills, appointments. I'm going to have to start using my day runner to keep track of her appointments and probably a specialized notebook to keep track of her meds, her appointments, her different doctors, all the different things that she's going to have to be dealing with over the next couple of, I'd like to say months, but I'm afraid it's probably going to be years, depending on how fast her body takes to the treatments and the changes and the stuff like that. I can say one thing about her, the one pill that she'll be taking. According to the doctor, basically the particular medication they're going to put her on is supposed to go after the cancer cells. It's supposed to leave all the good cells alone and let them do their own thing. But it's supposed to stop the creation of more cancer cells. So I'm just kind of like, I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but if it can help her fight the problem and help you fix the problem, okay, go for it. But yeah, the 3-4 mentioned people from the bakery group has, even though I was kind of argumentative and had issues and started getting to the point where I just felt like it was either being verbally browbeaten or trying to be forced to do something that is just not natural for me to do. But I did listen to them, and I did try to do certain things, and like a couple of them said recently on their most recent discussions, hopefully that even though it's a bad thing with this cancer, but hopefully the ordeal and the processing and all the things that other people do for her when she's healthy, she'll something will spark in her brain and go, oh, yeah, I shouldn't be so, well, without better words, Jeri. Um, Kind of reminds me of how with some of the discussions from the How to Train Your Dragon series. I'm sorry, but it's just like click, click. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping between medication and doctors and work, being able to be at work, 8, 9 hours a day, 5 days out of the week. Well, it's 8.5. Take away the half hour for lunch because it doesn't count. I don't think I get paid for lunch. I'm not sure. And take away the time that it takes me to get it takes me to get up in the morning time and come home. So that's like 5 a.m. I wake up. I get home somewhere in between 2:15 and 2:35, somewhere around there, depending on if I have to pick up stuff, which I'm probably going to be picking up medications and whatnot. But I'm usually gone out of the house a good 9 hours, almost 10 hours a day. So I was kind of like, oh, should I see if I can get placed into part-time work so I can spend more time with Jeri, or should I just stick with what I got and then spend my 5 hours when I'm home before I go to sleep focus on Jeri, 4 to 5 hours focus on Jeri. Spend my weekends focused on Jeri, doing whatever Jeri needs me to do. I think her sister Julie has kind of basically said to Jeri, that craft room is not going to get done in 2 days. It's going to maybe a week. If we had a week's time and at least one more person, we can probably get her craft room done, especially the way she wants it done. Now, if we get it done the way I was thinking about, which is just, move the furniture around, add the new cabinetry, and try to straighten out the clutter and maybe purge some of the stuff that she still has in there, she can still work in there. Carpet might not be up, but she can still get in there and work. So I'm kind of like, okay, thanks, Julie. Because I don't know why she doesn't want to see it from my point of view, but I guess because Julie is the older sister and can be like, put her foot down and stick to her guns. She's been a big help with that. But I'm trying to keep my head on straight. I'm trying to do things for the betterment instead of the detriment of life for Jeri, because, like I said, it's going to be a tough one. And I'm sorry I'm repeating myself on a lot of this stuff, but it's just like, not that I don't want to use you guys as a sounding board, and I know most of you like, speak your piece, speak your mind, say whatever you want to do. I am not, for myself, I'm not looking for sympathies or anything like that. Even though I am proud of myself of certain things that I've been doing, but I am trying to put Jeri first. And I know a lot of people are like, you can't really do that. Well, let's just put it this way. What I mean by I'm putting Jeri first is, without allowing her to run me ragged or anything like that, I've told her I get home from work, give me a good hour to decompress, and then we can deal with whatever we need to deal with. On the weekends, I will do what I can to help out with whatever needs to be done, but I still need to be able to take time every so often to take a break or decompress or reorganize my thoughts or whatever. Julie is kind of enforcing that because it's like, look, you can't run him into the ground, because if you run him into the ground now, when you're really, really, really needing him because of the treatments and whatnot, he's not going to have the energy, the strength, nor the fortitude to deal with what's going on, with the treatments and your tiredness and your weakness and your inability to do one thing or another because of the treatments. So I'm thankful that Julie's saying that and doing that and reinforcing that. I have to learn how to say no, or give me a moment, or let me go to a different room so I can reprocess my thoughts and recalibrate my mind and things of that nature, because I can only do so much. Oh, man. Sorry, folks, I just realized my ring finger that I have my wedding band on is getting really itchy. You might be able to see that. That's because the fact of the gloves that I have to wear at work causes me to sweat. So when I take the gloves off to wash my hands and whatnot, between the sweat and the soap and the sanitizer, starting to irritate underneath my ring. And last time that was happening, I had to take my ring off for a long period of time, and I don't want to do that. So I'm itching that. Sorry, I'm just part of my process, I guess you'd say, is this: the rambling, the just letting everything flow. But I need to get off this soon. It's been over a half hour, and I'm trying to keep these videos semi-short. But let me just sorry, my sister-in-law is on the other side of the fake wall talking to her husband. Which is probably why when it's cooler, I'm going to start walking just to be out on my own and get some fresh air. But, I'm just going to reiterate real quick. It is cancer. It is stage 4 kidney with, I don't know what stage it is in her bones, especially around her knee. So that's what they're going to focus on. They're going to focus on, they have to do another scan of her knee area because of the fracturing. They're either going to put pins or something for her femur to strengthen the femur so they can deal with the tumor in her knee without causing more fractures. They're going to try to deal with the kidney as best as they can using chemo. So that's going to be a long ride. Lastly, and just about as importantly to me, my sincerest apology to the gossip group, because what you guys have been doing on the gossip group lately with the prayers and well wishes and whatnot, very much appreciated. I know we don't get along. I know we don't see eye to eye. I know there's a lot of things about me and Jeri that you guys have issues with and whatnot. Hey, to be honest with you, there are a lot of people out there in the world that I have issues with. I try to keep them to myself. I try to let them just slide. But not everything is that easily let loose. So your little group, after long thought and contemplation and reading some of your stuff and understanding where you guys are coming from, hey, it's all good. It, you know, yeah, I'm saying that now, but who knows how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, because with what's going on here, my emotions and my whatnot is just all just all over the place. I mean, it I don't want to sound dismissive by saying it is what it is, but hey, I've talked to you guys before. You guys try to help me out. I read your comments nowadays, and I can understand why you're upset at me because of how I acted and whatnot. I can kind of understand how you are towards Jeri Ann, because you only like you guys said once, you only see a small window of our lives, and you take that window and try to, I guess the kindest words I can say is analyze the video. That's understandable. There are some times where I had my RV or had the ability to just travel around and visiting different, going and visiting different places, and maybe, saying, hey, we're in Indianapolis, Indiana. Sorry, I couldn't pick a different state or name out of my brain. We're going to be here for the weekend. If you want to, have a meet and greet, hit me up. Let me know how close you are to Indianapolis, or if you can even make it out to Indianapolis. Or if you're fairly close to Indianapolis, maybe we'll, have brunch, whatever. I would love to do that for everybody between the gossip group, so they can get to know us a little bit better, between all my viewers, all Jeri viewers. We would love to do something like that, but don't know when. Or don't even know if it could happen. My focus right now is just getting Jeri back to a healthy state. Cancer. Either cancer free or in such low levels or remission that the doctors don't even know if it will ever, poke its head back up or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm thankful I don't have to sit here and go, Jeri only has so much time left. No, it's not that situation. But yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If I were able to get back onto the gossip group to personally thank them instead of asking Andy or any of the other viewers from the Baker group to extend my thanks and my gratitude for their well wishes and their prayers, I would do it myself. But I think I've kind of ran that bridge, ran that stream dry, however you want to put it. And I'm not blaming anybody but myself. Excuse me. There's nobody to be blaming but myself, because I kind of allowed or lost control of my issues, whatever, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping. Well, one of the things I'm hoping is when Jeri sits down to talk with the social worker or anything like that, that they suggest either for her or for maybe both of us to work together and get not really couples counseling, like we've got some major issues, but counseling in the sense of how are you dealing with, or how do you feel, or how, how are you dealing with the situation, or, just counseling for Jeri so she's not, taking it out on anybody else, or getting overly dramatic or something like that. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get off this because I realize my brain is starting to just become a loop. So I will bid I will bid you guys a good night. If you're new, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put those in the question and comment box. I understand some people might get negative, but that's because it's their opinion, and so be it. I'll deal with it. If you're new to my channel and want to hear or see how things are progressing with this situation and whatnot, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button. And once you do, a little bell will pop up. You click on that bell, and YouTube will notify you when I put in my next video. So until next time, you guys have a good night, good weekend. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.